Hello everyone, it's me, Lauren again. I'm here to show you my Project 3 presentation for my game scripting class. So I'm going to just pretty much jump right in and show you what I did. So for over here I have a trigger box that signifies a light switch. You go into the trigger box and it turns off the light switch. When you exit the trigger box, the light stays off. Once you enter it again, the light turns on. So if you were, exploring a house or something and you saw a light switch and you go up to it and it says press A or, whichever to activate the light, it's kind of the same principle. So go in, turns it off. I exit out, it stays off. Enter it again, it turns it back on. Alright, and then this one over here is a security camera system where there are these cameras over in some of my corners that are texture rendered. So I take the image of the texture and I put it onto the cube, and I can cycle through each of the cameras that are positioned in different areas of my level. So I can press E and it'll cycle through each of the cameras. Alrighty, and for the next one, I have the to possess and unpossessed another actor. So if I go into the trigger box, I have this cube here so I know where it is. I go into it and I press E, I can now take control of the other actor on the other side of the room. And it's just another way to make kind of like puzzle games more interesting, where you have the one character in one room doing a sequence of events or items, and you have to go into the other room to help kind of finish that sequence. It's another way to make kind of puzzles more interesting and more complex. So, you know. And then for over here, I have a lovely floating platform. I will get to that door in just a second. And this one is about a gate node. You have to pass through this trigger box in order to, sorry, my brain, to get this platform to do what it's supposed to. So if you just step on the platform without going through this trigger box, it doesn't do what it's supposed to. But once you pass through this trigger box, um, pass through, it now unlocks um, the trigger box that is attached to this object to then play its part, its sequence, if you will. So you go on it and it falls. So if you don't pass through the trigger box, it doesn't allow it to go. So it's like not having a key to a game. Once you go up to, you get the key, you go up to the door, and it unlocks it. If you don't have the key, the door doesn't unlock. Kind of a similar principle, if you will. And then for this is kind of another version of Sequencer. It's an alternative to where you can play kind of a sequence, excuse me, yes, excuse me, sequence, where you go into the trigger box and it opens the door, it rotates fully, and then when you exit out of the sequence, trigger box, it closes again, and you can do that off and on. It's a kind of another alternative to doing it in Sequencer, where you animate it manually. It's done in Blueprint. So it's kind of more of a personal preference, but it still accomplishes what it's supposed to. So you enter it, and the door opens. And exit, it closes again. So it's kind of however you want to do it. I personally prefer Sequencer just because that's something that I have been taught, but it's totally up to your preference and how you would like to accomplish it, whichever you think works best for you. Alrighty, that's all I've got to show you guys. Thank you for your time.